Hi guys, just wanted to do a video on HVAC, which is heating, venting, air conditioning, HVAC. I think that's right. Anyways, um, the home I live in is a lake home, and underneath is a crawl space. So our furnace is under the house, and my husband normally goes under there to change out the heat sensor and thermocoupler, and we recently did it. It was the last cold week of the season recently, and he changed out the heat coupler but could not get the furnace to work. So we wanted to call a company, and we know that you have to go into the crawl space under the house. It's not really hot right now because recently we had a temperature drop and all that good stuff. So, since it was beyond his sphere of work, we decided to go on Facebook Marketplace, just ask people in our area, want to find someone local to do the job, just to service the furnace and this and that. And we also have an old central air unit. It's probably from the Stone Age, but weren't sure when the new furnace was installed years ago if the central air had been hooked back up or whatever. So thought, well, we'll call, whomever people suggest the most, we'll call them and have them come out. So I, to get down there, there's an access panel, two of them, one on the window well and also one that's on the side of the house that you have to remove so we don't have critters under there. And I thought, okay, the guy shows up, and they parked in the driveway and showed up with his son and led him to the access panel. And then I said, let me know what you see or find or whatever. And I thought, I was doing some work in the house. I was just vacuuming. We have a ranch, so it's not like people can't find me. The windows were open, and I may have been in the backyard. But either way, it was accessible, and I was available to talk with the contractor when he was done, and outside for a little bit, come back in, and I looked outside and his work van was gone. And I thought maybe he went to get a part. It's it's a common thing. If they don't have the part, maybe they can run and get it. But normally, if they're leaving for any odd reason, they normally tell you, and then you discuss it and you get an explanation and this and that. And I thought, well, okay. But I waited for a little while because I thought, well, I'd give them about half an hour normally, because we're, on the lake. So it takes a little bit to get to the store or whatever to get more parts, and nothing. So I called the guy and he said I bailed on the job. The furnace is out of code and I'm not going to work on it, and it was too hot and this and that. And I said, well, why didn't you talk to me before you left? He goes, well, I was too uncomfortable and this and that. And I thought, well, if it's not up to code, then the thing is remove it and replace it, and we'll take care of it. And he just kept pointing out everything that was wrong, and I was like, oh God. And he basically hung up, and then he said, my wife emailed you, and then back and forth with her, and she said, well, it would have been an uncomfortable conversation. If you take your car to a mechanic, and this is what I told her, and they can't or are not able to perform the task at hand or fix your car, they say, well, I don't have the tool to fix the clutch, and that's what, throwout bearing is going out, and I'm going to send you to someone else that can do it. Okay, cool. Thanks for letting me know. Now I know, look up pricing, find out how much a throwout bearing is going to cost, and this and that. Call the right mechanic that can do it. And this guy left me high and dry, and I can't believe it. When did contractors, this is my first experience. It's not the norm for a contractor to simply up and leave. It's just not. That's not professional. That's not kind. I made the appointment. It took a week for them to get here. That's fine. I know people are busy. But if you can't do the job, least you can do is say, hey, nothing's up to code, or there's certain parts, that need to be repaired or replaced, or your furnace needs to come out. We need to put a new unit in. It's not repairable. Fine, let me know. But to up and leave. We went back and forth, and he wouldn't they wouldn't, there was really no explanation for it. So I did a Google review and posted on Marketplace, and some people said, how dare you, rip this guy apart, and your stuff was out of code, and thank God you didn't work on it because you're just a Karen. No, I'm just letting you know the information, and I put the email thread back and forth up as well so people could see I'm a legitimate person. So anyways, then I get a bunch of messages that said, hey, I'll come and look at it for free. Oh, okay. So I contacted right away. Fortunately, the morning before the other guy came, I was at a coffee shop, and basically this guy overheard me telling the coffee shop owner that I was getting my HVAC looked at, and he said, oh, here's my card, we also do it if you need a second opinion. So I called them up, Midwest Heating and Cooling, and where I live, and they ended up coming out, got under the house. The guy, heard him working around down there, took off the axe because they're right under the house, so I hear everything, and he was working in there, and within, I don't know, maybe 15-20 minutes, my heat kicks on, and I'm like, oh, I was so excited. So he's working on that, changed out the air filter, and I said, is anything out of code? He said, no, nothing's out of code. It will last a while. I mean, you have an open space down there. It's not like a basement, it's an open space. And, yours won't last as long as other people's because of the environment you're in on the lake. So, everything is running fine and there's nothing wrong with your unit. And then he looked at the AC, central air, and it's probably from 92. So that has to come out. So I'll have that removed sooner than later and just get it out of here. And that's about it. So that's what happened. I have never had a contractor up and leave. They just have. I haven't. I'm not mean. I just can't. I can't. So anyways, just wanted to give a shout out to Midwest Heating and Cooling. Thank you for stopping by. Thank you for taking care of my unit. They charged me $129 plus tax. I'm thrilled, and I got great service. They explained everything to me, and I have answers, and most important, I have heat. So it'll help since the temperature has dropped significantly in the next couple of days. We're going to go through a colder period. But anyways, just want to post that. I hope this helps, and if you're a contractor, don't leave. Just give the person an answer. Tell them either you can't, you don't have the tools, it's beyond the scope, or it has to be replaced, and give them some answers. It's the least you can do, and that's all I have. So we'll talk with you soon. Bye-bye.